Hello, and welcome back. I gotta come up with a better intro, but we'll side note that for now. Whatever. So today, we're talking about Siege of Discontent. Or, I guess you could say, the starseed system in a sense. I know that term gets thrown around left and right, here and there, like crazy. And I'm not actually going to go too into what it actually is. It's pretty esoteric-y. Whatever. But I can definitely touch base on it. People don't realize the Bible actually has a lot of esoteric things in it. And this is not to bash the Bible, I'm just kind of making a comparison. We're leading you into a message. So, as I've said before in certain videos, I've given up on Christianity, religion in general, but I still consider myself a spiritual person. Although, the Bible definitely still has some truth. There are things, let's put it this way. What's the best way to lie? Mix in a little bit of truth. So it's almost like 50% of the Bible's garbage and 50% of the Bible's useful, kind of thing. I'm not going to sit here and pick it apart and be like, oh, that's good, that's not, it's just, it's just too much work. But the comparison comes to, even though it was a Christian-based video, it actually held some esoteric messages. There's a TV show back in the 90s, less popular, 90s, 2000s. A lot of Christians are aware of VeggieTales. It's a really cool cartoon. I watched it growing up. I don't watch it anymore. Of course, I'm nostalgic for the old ones, you know. The new CGI looks amazing. Anyways, kind of getting off topic. Well, there was another show called 321 Penguins, for those who remember it. It's literally about a bunch of penguins. These two kids going on adventures in their head. It was in their imagination. But they had these little toys, a spaceship, and a crew of penguin that would be on there in it. And they would imagine themselves going on all these adventures with the penguins. You know, child imagination is that powerful. But there was one episode in particular called, Uncle Bob's Circus or something like that. And it had to do with the crew just wanting to take a vacation. They're like, hey, we've been working hard, let's go find somewhere to hang out. And they find this whole carnival planet. And they're like, yo, that looks awesome, let's go. So they're all there and they're having fun and they start to. I'm getting ahead of myself, let me ground a little bit. I'm trying to be here, but I'm not completely, so let me get my crap together here. Get all my crap, put it in a backpack, that way I've got my crap together. Rick and Morty. So the crew touches down, and Uncle Bob's like, alright, some of you kids, or people, come with me. We're gonna go on this roller coaster, and you're gonna get a tour of the island, or of the planet. And while they're there, they put on these headphones that Uncle Bob actually talks into, and is singing a song. And it's like, oh look, the carnival, it looks so cool, but it sucks. And it was literally just a bunch of negative feed. He was basically brainwashing them to be negative. It's like, oh look, there's the roller coaster, but if you're, meet these conditions, it sucks. And just kept talking badly about his own carnival. By the time that they got off the roller coaster, everyone was pissed. And like, F this place, I hate this place, blah, blah, blah. And the couple of kids, it was like the boy and another penguin, couldn't get a headset. So they couldn't even get on the ride. They're just like, whatever. And they were actually riding the rides. So two stories. Or two timelines. It's all in the same thing. I'm just using bad words for this. So basically you got two focal points is what I meant to say. One side, these guys are being brainwashed into being discontent or in discontent. And then the others over here, like, observing them getting brainwashed. The kid's like, why are they having such a bad time? I'm having fun. I rode that roller coaster over there like twice and got some cotton candy and But everyone else that was listening to the brainwashing was upset and angry and hated it. Well, it was all about this big ploy where Uncle Bob would then turn them into seeds and launch them into other planets. And after they complained enough, okay, it's a kid's cartoon. After they complained enough people on the planet would just leave. So, like, they sent down a bunch of seeds of discontent, and the planet, people would just say, I'm effing done with this planet, and just move. And they would literally leave all their stuff. And then Uncle Bob would go in and claim the riches and harvest the planet for whatever goods it had. Well, there's, if you follow the esoteric whatever, there's like 144,000 people that were chosen to be seeds of light. Oh my god, it is 70 degrees. Why am I roasting? I'm sorry, hold on. Gotta kick on some of that AC, baby. It's not even that hot outside. Why am I... whatever. So, the kid found out the ploy and was trying to save his crewmates and, of course, all the other people. And he turned it around by saying, no, okay, hold on. Be positive. So these 144,000 whatever star seeds supposed to be planted on the planet, and essentially they're supposed to be seeds of light. They're supposed to be energy nodes. They're supposed to learn how to channel the light within them and broadcast it, essentially. Instead of being a seed of discontent, they're supposed to be a seed of light. Where was I going with this? It's so easy to be angry and to be upset at this world. I definitely have been through what I've been going through. I'm sitting here talking about all love and light, but I'm not. I'm pretty angry, even though I got myself into this situation, kind of thing. But there are reasons that I can't explain and lessons I had to learn and blah 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 blah. I've talked about it in a few videos. Fuck. Oh. Let's crank it up. See how high it gets. So these star seeds are supposed to be light nodes. They're essentially supposed to learn how to harvest the light within them and then broadcast it outwards and help it grow, because emotions are contagious. Like a smile or a laughter. A baby laugh, you know, you hear a baby laugh, you can't just sit there and be like, unless you're having a really shitty day. I've very seldomly seen people who don't laugh when a baby laughs. Or when you got a happy puppy. You could be in the worst mood, you just see a dog go, and you're just like, okay, alright. It cheers you up. So emotions are contagious, as we know. Especially if you're empathic. So, we're here to help spread and facilitate positive energy, love and light. How do you do that? Learning how to harness it despite no matter what the situation is. I've spoke about it many times. Sorry, someone's playing disc golf and it literally just like went over my car. Zen. It's a very common thing, a lot of people know about it. Zen is essentially the state of being okay no matter what the case is. And I'm going to repeat one of my favorite stories I try to remember all the time. It's not about being a total badass or pretending nothing hits you. It's about learning to be okay with no matter what happens. How do you do that? Well, that's not what we're here to talk about. I'm actually still learning that myself. But one of the stories I was going to share was, a lot of them are Zen stories, funny enough. Old Chinese proverbs. Yeah, Zen is Chinese. Anyways. Now I'm trying to go on a brain train over there, not a tech. Anyways. There was an old village that was being attacked by some barbarians. I don't know what you call them. Hungarians, I don't know, whatever. Doesn't matter. So this village was under attack, under siege. And everyone evacuated, except this one old guy, sitting up in the temple still praying. And the general heard of this and goes, what the hell? So he ventured up there himself, with some crew, but still, he took its time to stop the war, stop whatever, and went up there to go see this old man. He was curious. He's like, why wouldn't he leave? So he gets up there and he looks at the old man and he goes, yo, what are you doing? Are you not aware the town's under fire? He goes, yep. He's like, okay, so do you not realize I could run you through the sword without a blinking an eye? The old man looks up and goes, yes. However, do you not realize you're speaking to the only man who can be ran through with a sword without blinking an eye? It's not that the dude was like suicidal or crazy. It's just he understood life. He understood how life worked. He was at peace and he was okay with everything. Because he understood the beauty of life and the beauty and even the darkness. So I guess we'll touch base on it anyways. There is beauty in everything, even if it doesn't seem like it. It's just, like I said, a misconception of what darkness actually is. We believe it to be, again, a monster in the closet, a shadow under your bed. Something kind of like that. But people like the Zen masters understand to see beauty in everything. To be grateful for everything, the good and the bad. For instance, it sounds cheesy and it's plastered all over the place, so it seems like it loses meaning. But, and by the time I got to that train, I already lost my thought. Shit. Good and the bad, beauty in the good and the bad. Come on, brain. There's people everywhere, and like I said, I'm not really grounded today. So let's think. Where was I? Help me get back on track. Contrast. Yin and yang. That old Zen philosophy of the yin and the yang. Or the Ouroboros, where the snake eats itself. The snake eats itself for eternity. It's just how it is. Yin and yang, people always think it's good versus evil, but it's not. It's light and dark working as a whole, in union. And the contrast is, light could not be light without dark. We wouldn't know what it is. So there's a strange beauty in even appreciating the darkness, because without it, I wouldn't know what light is. I wouldn't know how to feel happy unless I knew how to feel sad. And it sounds cheesy and dumb, but it's true. And I just feel like a broken record saying this because I've watched so many videos about this. So it's being grateful for the bad. Being grateful I get to exist, kind of thing. And it's not easy to put into practice. Because it's like, well, look, I'm gonna be honest. There's been days these past couple of weeks where I've had some not great thoughts. I still struggle with my darkness on a regular. And it's not I'm trying to beat it back, it's I'm trying to understand it. I'm trying to work with it. I'm trying to view it for what it actually is. Not my enemy, but a part of me. It's just something we have to deal with. But we always villainize it and make it evil and unacceptable. Unacceptable! I can't get that high. I'm sorry. Lemon grab. I failed you. So it's seeing beauty that you actually get to feel the darkness, because what's the alternative? Being in the dirt. Again, it's so easy to say that, but to put it into practice is a pain in the ass. The alternative is being dead and not feeling anything. Whatever you believe, Christianity's, or just you end up being, whether you believe in an afterlife, or you believe you're being put in the dirt, humans are the conduit of emotions. When you're spirit, you don't get to experience emotions. Not like we do, not like humans do. And that's part of the reason why we kind of have to go to Earth, is to feel. Is to feel. Is to learn what it is to feel. Because then once our spirit moves on, it learns those lessons and it stays with it. Maybe we can't feel in the same sense that we did before, but experiencing the emotions, we remember it. And we take that knowledge and lessons and sensations with us. I don't know. Everyone says love is everything. In fact, God is love, spirit, whatever you want to call it, is also love. So if you're going to say that exists and love exists, well, then you might be able to feel emotions. I don't know. It's starting to get a little wiggy up here that when I'm trying to explain that, because if everything is love, love is an emotion. So then fifth and sixth dimensional beings should be able to feel emotion. However, they don't. And that's why certain creatures use us for batteries, like we said in the Matrix. Certain entities use us because they can't produce the energy that humans can. So I guess there's just something special about being human. So again, it's learning to be grateful, no matter what the case is. And I feel like a massive effing hypocrite talking about this, because it's been a struggle. And this is me beating myself up, me trying to be perfect, when in reality, we're just human. We're just human. That's part of it. I'm not failing. You're not failing. We're just doing the best we can in our human shells. That's part of what we're learning to do here. Learning to be human. And I gotta say, lately it kinda sucks. I've been struggling with it. So, do you choose to be a seed of discontent or a shining light? Again, I'm more or less telling this to myself, because there are definitely days I don't want to be light. There are days I don't want to be light. Like today I woke up, I have a headache. I'm not feeling all light. I don't want to be happy. I'm trying to force it, and that's part of me beating up on myself. Some days, just accept it. I don't mean go out and be a butthole and be negative and cause people harm. But if you're in a bad mood, allow yourself to be in a bad mood. Just don't let it spread to anyone else. Energy transference is a thing. For instance, I actually really pissed off some dude the other day. He's standing outside his car screaming at someone. And whether he was doing this intentionally or not, I'm a sponge. And I've been working on setting up barriers to kind of prevent that. But I'm an energy sponge. Energy transference. That's how I can do tarot readings and stuff like that. A lot of people are, they just don't know it. Most people are, actually. Pretty much everyone. It's just we block it off. Because it's not pleasant feeling other people's emotions. So this guy's sitting out there in his car, or outside of his car, he's actually walking around his car, screaming at someone on his phone. And I'm just like, hey, I can't judge. I mean, my dad was the same. I know I've definitely done the same. Telemarketers, bro. Just buttholes. Anyways. I know I've done the same, so I'm not going to judge. I just kind of looked away. But he ended up actually following me to my car and sat right at my window while I had my window cracked. And he goes, "Yo, man, you got a lighter?" Well, if I handed him that lighter, whether it seemed like a small thing, that would be opening an energetic connection to him. So I literally looked at him, I kicked it into shift, and just drove off. I'm like, no. It pissed him off even more. I was like, I don't care. That's not my energy. It's fuck off. So I think he was unintentionally going to be transferring me energy. I've actually realized doing tarot readings. I've done a couple of personal ones now. I actually have to touch the people. And I don't like it, because that bridges a gap I'm not comfortable with. But it actually increased my reading by a lot, apparently. Actually gave me some confidence I didn't know I had. Okay, what the fuck? Apparently I can't turn left. Or is it right? My neck's jacked up. So, see? I could be super negative today, and I have been a little bit, trying to get out of the funk. So it's being aware and being like, alright, I'm angry today, I'm a little salty, I'm a little easier to irritate. Am I going to choose to be irritated all day, or am I going to choose to try to have a good day? Because I don't have to sit in the funk. I can acknowledge it, I can be aware of it, and be like, alright, yep, my head hurts, my neck hurts, I'm feeling weird. I don't have to be happy, but I don't have to be angry either. I can just be bleh. In fact, I think I'm just gonna be bleh. It's better than being angry. So let's see. Looping back to the spreading emotion. Well, because if I'm in a bad mood, and again I say a nasty comment to someone, that may have fucked up their day completely. Even though, depending on the person. I'm still working on taking things personally. It's something in my nervous system, There are a lot of people who do it. I'm not the only one, of course. But we take things too personally, and then it ruins our day. And these days, I feel like a lot of people take a lot of things too personally. I am, again, beating on myself too. Not excluded from this group. I am a part of you guys. So, we take things personally, and then we carry it for the rest of the day. So being aware of my not great outlook today, take a step back and be like, alright, easily irritated. I'm still human. If I react, I react. I'm going to do my best not to. But I'm still human. I'm not going to beat myself up on it. However, let's carry the awareness and say, okay, I know I'm upset, so I'm going to give myself a little more space, a little more patience, and a little more time. And if I do react, it's fine. Just let it go. Do your best not to react in the future. Plain and simple. Ironically, one of the hardest things about being human is learning to be human. Ironic, isn't it? It's almost to a fault. None of us truly know how to be human. We just wake up one day and we're told, blah blah blah, this is your name, go be person. You're like, okay! And you don't know what that means. No, none of us really do. And I would, again, be lying if I said there aren't days that it weighs it out. A really big problem I've been dealing with, and I know a lot of people deal with, is the good doesn't always weigh out the bad. Maybe I just lost someone, or maybe I just had something bad break, or something, something that feels really heavy. Something that seems detrimental to me and really weighs me down. Like, for instance, I've been working on getting a new job. I could be working at a new place. However, humility kicked me in the butt because I am getting the least amount of money I've ever made, and I'm going to be working twice as hard. So it feels like I'm going back into the system that I tried so hard to get out of. Breadcrumbing. I dropped my heart. I have been in a bad mood since. Because I feel like I have to, kind of thing. Am I going to let it weigh me down? I'm going to do my best not to. Sometimes it's necessary. But, again, it's a necessary evil. You can go in and say, alright, well, if I gotta do this, at least I can do my best to be happy. Although I'm still gonna be looking for another place. But, you kinda get what I'm saying. So I'm able to bring my love and light into this scenario where it's not necessarily love and light. Or there's very little light. However, that is when you have to give yourself space and love, because it's going to grate on me so bad. To be honest with you, I'm getting to a point I'm so tired of being love and light. I am really tired of trying to be. I just got myself with those words. We are love and light, but we've convinced ourselves we have to try to be love and light. Where am I going with this? That was crazy. I did not expect to cut that off. That's kind of the it's kind of the double-edged sword there, almost. We are love and light, but we're also human. And now I'm just beating that dead horse. So anything else before I close out? Cut yourself a break. I'm saying this to myself mainly too. We're humans. Human being. We're not trying to be humans, we are humans, and we are love and light. So I need to stop trying and just be. And perhaps that's where some of the resistance is coming from. I'm trying. And some days you just have to be. You just have to be angry, you just have to be sad. Just be whatever you feel in the moment, but do your best not to spread it to anyone else. That's all I can say. Y'all have a good day. I think that's it. We're gonna cut it here. I'm gonna go driving because people are staring at me, so time to move. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it. Oh, now the song's playing in my head. Anyways.